Your Keyline Gymkana 994 machine, it'll arrive in a white box like this. You need to save this box in case you ever have to send it back for service or any other purpose that we might need to see the machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unbox this whole machine, show you what's in there. The first thing that it'll take out is the tray that has all the components in it. We have the tool kit, which has all the tools and parts that you need. We also have the power adapter. We also have the power cord. Inside the big white box, you will find that we have an adapter to mount the console on. You can either mount it in a flat display position or you can stand it up to mount it on the machine. We also have the connector for the cable for the console and that goes to the machine. The only other items that are really left is we have our jaw. The U-jaw comes in a white box. It's in a case and components. You also receive the manual, but we have a quick start guide that comes along with it. It's very easy to understand, and we also have a series of videos that we're making now to explain each step by step when you use the machine to make it very simple and understand. The only other component we need is the console that comes in the box. I've also took the liberty to mount an adapting plate on the back so I can mount it on the machine for this purpose. Final is the big machine. The Gymkana comes in a plastic bag. It's all wrapped up so no moisture gets into it. Now all we have to do is assemble the machine. Pretty easy to do. What we can do is I'll turn it around to make it easy to view this. We can take the console that's already mounted, unscrew the mounting knob here, mount it on. I'll try to keep out of the way so people can view it. Next, we'll take the connecting cable for the cord for the console, plug it in onto the machine base. That's done. The next component that we have left is the adapter and the power cord. So plug it into the adapter, plug the machine in on the back. When it clicks, it sticks. And you take your cord, plug it into your power source. At this point, the machine's ready to turn on. All that's left to do is turn the machine around. We'll turn on the power. All you do is take this button, give it a quarter turn to the back of the machine, and the machine will start up. We take our last component, which is the U-jaw, and we'll slide it in, lock it up. We take the tool kit and take out the 2.5 millimeter T-wrench, put it in, tighten it up, and we're ready to start using the machine. All right, now we're going to turn on the machine and we're going to calibrate the cutter and the jaws. This will take about a minute, 15 seconds or so to start up. So to be able to access the machine, you can either use the pointer that's mounted in the back of the console, or I like to use my high visibility pointer. Makes it a little easier for people to see. So to tap the screen, we would go to Administrator, and then we would select Next. If you're starting your new machine and you want to actually have control password protection, you can take the time to install your own password and have the master password so that only you access it. You can also have other people assign passwords for them as well, so that when they enter it, everything that they do is recorded. So we'll go to Next. And immediately we have choices. We can either do favorites, vehicles, key codes, key blanks, archive, setup, search, or personal computer. So we're going to go to the setup because we're setting up the machine now. Now we move to the calibration. And the first one says tracer setup. So all we have to do is follow the instructions on the screens. Tap it, and now it shows you to install our little setup tool here. It's a bar with a pin in it. So we open it up, open up the jaw, insert it all the way in until the pin actually touches against the front of the jaw, and then just tighten it up. Lock it down. Press start. It says lower the tracer, excuse me. We have to lower the tracer. So this is the knob everybody always wants to touch right away. It says lower it, so I'm just going to loosen it, let it drop down all the way. I snug it back up, and I press OK. It says remove the cutter. So I'm going to remove the cutter. And there's a reason why we're removing it, because on this initial setup, we actually have to go in and get the tool, because it's going to say install T00 setup tool. And all that is it looks like a cutter without any grooves on it for cutting purposes. And on the diameter it says T00, so we install that into the cutter spindle. Slide it up, hold it all the way up. You can hear it click up there. Put the wrench back in and tighten it back up. And now it says OK. It says close the shield. Press OK. What we're doing is we're finding out where the cutter spindle location is. It's going to make several position changes. The tracer's going to come along, touch the side, touch the back. It's going to come over and touch the jaw. It's referencing itself right now. It says, OK, please lift the tracer. So now we loosen it, raise it all the way up, and swing it to the right. Snug it back up, close the shield, press OK. Now the tracer, where the cutter is actually coming over and touching. So because we have a nice round cylinder to touch on at any point, we're always going to have a positive contact. All right, it says the calibration's complete. Press save to apply the new values. So I hit OK, and save is right over here on the right. It's the second icon down, says save. Save that data. Do you want to save the calibration? Did I just said yes? Okay. That's done. That's stage one. We're done with that. So we go back, press the back button, and now we're going to go to the tracer adjustment. We have the same bar in there that we put in initially. We have it located there. So we press start. It'll say remove the tracer, the T00. So we had the tracer in the cutter spindle. And we're going to take that out now because we've now located the spindle accurately. And it says install the cutter, which is a V037. It says it right on the cutter, V037. So we install that back up into there, all the way up. You can click, click, you can hear it touching. Snug it up. Press OK. It says reminds you, please close the shield. Press OK. Now we're calibrating the tracer. Please lower the tracer and lock in position. So it moved over. Now we have to bring it down. We know where the height of the cutter is, and what we're going to do is we're going to loosen this and slow. You can move it over, but don't let it drop hard. Just ease it down till it rests on top of the setup bar. Tighten it up and say OK. Again, please close the shield. It reminds you always what to do. The procedure is successfully completed. OK. We have one more step to go and then we'll be done. So we go press the back button and now we go to the jaw setup. We're going to tap the jaw setup. In this case it's the U jaw, so we select U. Again, it's making sure that the bar is set in the jaw. Fine. We'll close this. Press start. It says completely remove the chips from the tracer, the jaw, and the new key. Press OK when done. Because we have electronic contacts, we always want to make sure that there's nothing in there. So nothing wrong with taking a nice sweep, and even on the tracer, to make sure there's no chips on there. When you think it's nice and clean, press OK. You check the height of the cutter, check the height of the tracer. It's now coming over and it's checking the jaw location tab, so it knows where everything is located. Calibration is complete. Press save and apply the new value. So we OK, we press save. Do you want to save them? Yes. That's it. We can go back. We can already go back to the home button here. We'll take you back to the very beginning. And we're ready to start cutting keys. The calibration of the cutter, the tracer, and the jaw. Portion we're going to show you how to cut a key by code. It's really pretty simple. We have several choices again. We're going to select the vehicle icon. We're going to cut a Honda key. So what we will do is we'll select H, start to spell Honda, H-O. When Honda comes up, you can just press next. Now we can either cut for a chord or any other model. We'll select a chord to keep it simple. And we're going to do the master key. And we have a choice now. We can either decode an original key or we can cut by code. So we're going to select cut by code. And now it gives us the code range that we want to use, that we need. And so we're going to pick the K031, just as a random code that I selected. Display the depths of cut on both sides. Press the next key and it says, okay, insert the key in all the way into the farthest line on the jaw. This is a really great part. You don't have to be accurate, just get it sort of close. You don't even have to put it in totally straight. Get it in, put it in close, tighten it up. The jaw will straighten the key and position it correctly. Now, if you are extremely too far in or too far out, the machine will stop and tell you, it won't cut the key, it'll tell you to reposition the key. But just getting it somewhere close to the lines that are designated for your particular key. Once we've done that, we press cut, and we're off and running. The machine's going to come over, the tracer's going to verify that you have the correct U-jaw in there to cut this high security key for Honda. It'll move over and it'll find the key, it'll position it. Then it's going to move over and it'll verify the tip of the key to find the position where it is exactly located. And then the cuts will be applied correctly. It'll make a couple of passes because the diameter of the cutter is a 2 millimeter, and some of the deep cuts it has to make 2 passes on each side of the key, and then the key will be turned over and repeated. Okay, it says please rotate the key by 180 degrees. So I'll raise the cover, I'll press OK. I'll take the key out. You always want to brush off the key and the chips off of the jaw. You don't want to have any chips on there. Turn it over. Again, we're going to position it in the jaw. Again, get it close to the line that it's designated for. You don't have to be accurate. The machine will find it. Close the shield, OK, and we're off and running again. Right now it's again referencing the tip so it knows exactly where the key is on this side. Cut is complete. Remove the key. Loosen the jaw. Wipe it off. You always want to make sure that this is deburred, so I would take another blank key, run it along the edges, just to make sure that there are no raised surfaces before you were to give it to the customer. Clean off the jaw so it's ready to go for next time. That's as hard as it is to cut a high security key. If we want to immediately to move to an edge cut key, we don't have to change anything. We're going to go back again, go back to home, select the vehicle. This time we'll cut a Toyota key. It's something totally different, Toyota edge cut. So spell Toyota, T comes up, I select it. I'll do the 4Runner because it's close. I'll select a 2018 because it has a 50,000 code range, which is an edge cut. And again, we're going to cut this key by code, and I will pick a number from inside the 50,000 code range. So I'll go 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Press enter. There's my pattern. All I do is take this key now. It says put the key in the number 2 position, the second line. So again, get it close. This time I'm a little bit over the line. Doesn't matter. Make sure I've got it in there correctly. There we go. Close. I've got it close. Tight. Press OK. Now in this particular key, this double-sided key, what you're going to have is you put the key in, it'll cut both sides. All at once, the key will be cut completely. You have to take it out. You don't have to turn it over to cut the second side. We didn't change the cutter, we didn't change the tracer, we didn't change the jaw. Cut's complete. Remove the key. Take it out. There's our edge cut key. Cut complete with one clamping position. That concludes how to cut a key by code. Okay, so we've already cut it. Now we maybe need to decode it for the customer. We'll do the high security Honda key again. We'll select under the vehicle, the make, HO, Honda jumps up in red. We select that. We can select a chord, and the year is 2003 to 2012, and it's the master key. So we will select that, just like we do when we cut a key by code. Nothing has changed. Now we have an option. Last time we cut by code, let's decode the customer's key. We may want to use that for repinning a lock or something. It says clamp the original key in the jaw all the way to the back line, just like we did originally. Get it close, tighten it up, don't worry about it. Close the shield, press next. We're decoding the key. We're going to determine what the pattern is for this particular key. I can give you a big suggestion on the customer's keys. Anytime you want to decode a high security key, you will find a lot of dirt and debris in the corners of the pattern of the key. You should always clean that out so it's very, very clean. If we don't get a good electrical contact because of the dirt, that may cause an error to happen. So you always want to clean off the particular key grooves. Okay, it says decode is completed. If we were to look up on the top of the screen where the code is, you would see the letter K031. That's the exact code that we wanted. So we know that the key we cut originally is accurate. When you're done with it, all we did was decode it. Now, if we wanted to continue and to cut another key for a customer, we could put it right back in, install it, and proceed with cutting the key.